Hello everybody, it's Matt here. Just going to show you a little video of how to install an app called Zoom. I'm sure Ewan would have already briefed you on what we're doing with regards to this. But in a nutshell, it's an app that allows us to all come together and see and hear each other via an app on your smartphone or on your tablet. We can also get it onto your laptop as well, or desktop if that's what you use, if you don't have any of the others. What I'm going to show you tonight is how to get the app downloaded onto an Android device, because it is the most popular one out there. But after this, then me and Ewan can help you to get this onto other devices as well. So we're going to start by first off downloading the app, so we can get that onto our actual device, and then we need to create an account to allow us to log in, and then that should help when it comes to us all getting together to be as a family and a church again, via faces and audio, in obviously these tough times that we're all going through. So without further ado, let's get on with it. You'll have to bear with me. I haven't done one of these videos before. I don't really like the sound of my own voice. I don't think anybody does. But we're going to muddle through it, and hopefully it'll be easy enough for you to follow. And obviously afterwards, we're here to support you as well. So as I said, we're going to concentrate on the Android device. So we need to find something called the App Store, which I'm sure if you use your device, you kind of probably already know where this is. However, what we're looking for is at the top right-hand corner of my screen now. You'll see a coloured triangle and the words Play Store. So we need to click into there. And let me just bring this back to what it should look like when you log in. What you'll see is a screen like this, and you need to search for the app called Zoom. So if we type that into the top and do a search for that, you'll see that it's the first hit that comes up, as it's the most popular app that's probably out there at the moment. And we need to click on Install. Now that will download the app onto your device, whether obviously it's a smartphone or a tablet, and it will install it on there for you. So we just need to wait for that to finish. Here we go, we are nearly there, and we are at, and now it's installing it onto our device, which is great, good news so far. Okay, so once that's done, we now need to go into that app, and we need to set up an account, because obviously this is the first time that you're doing it, so Zoom doesn't know who you are, so we need to tell Zoom who you are, so it can individually identify you. So if we go back to our screen where all our apps are, we need to find on your screen this blue app, which is the bottom right hand corner of my screen, which says Zoom. If we click on that, and you should be presented with this screen, and what we're looking for on there is down the bottom left hand corner is the word sign up. So we need to sign up to Zoom first. We need to create an account with them. We can't sign in or join a meeting because we don't actually belong to Zoom yet. So we need to give them a few details and get an account set up with them. So just to point out, this is free. You don't need to pay any money. They're not going to ask you for anything. There's no bank details. There's no credit cards. It purely is just a bit of information to do with your name and also your email address, and that's it. So please don't be concerned about that. So we're going to click on sign up down the bottom, and the first bit of information it's going to ask for is our email address. Now I have set up an email address perfectly for this, so you need to use your own email address, so please don't copy mine, otherwise it's going to get very confusing. So you need to put in your own email address, so I'm going to put in the one that I've made, and hopefully this will work tonight. Outlook.com for me, and my name, Matt, and my surname, Colstick. So yours should look similar to that, obviously with your own details in it. And then we need to tick the button to agree to the terms and service. Now the problem is that it's an extremely long document, so please feel free to read it if you want to, but I wouldn't bother because we can't move on if we don't agree to it anyway. I have no idea why they put that in there, but they do. So we're going to tick that box and we're going to carry on. Obviously, please do understand that there's no credit card details, there's no payment details, so you're not going to be asked for anything like that. It is purely just a sign-up process, there's no payment involved. So we click on next, And hopefully we get to this screen. Way. Okay. So now, as you can see at the top, it says that they've sent an email to us to verify our account. So this is purely to make sure that we're not a robot, and we're not creating lots of random accounts on their site. We are a human. So what we're going to do is we need to go to our own emails. So I need to go to where I receive my emails, and you need to go to where you receive your emails. So if you use Yahoo, if you use Hotmail, if you use Outlook, if you use Gmail, BT Internet, Sky, all those sorts of places, wherever you get your normal emails from, that's where you need to go to. And obviously the email address that you have put in to this. So as you can see, mine is colstick1@outlook.com. So I need to go to that email address to do that. So if I do that on my phone, hopefully this will work. Now, this logs me into my emails. So as you can see on the screen now, there is an email waiting in there for me from Zoom. And what it's asking me to do is to activate my Zoom account. Now, yours may appear in your inbox as like any other normal email, but it could possibly go into your junk folder as well. So we need to check. If it isn't showing in your normal inbox where you get your emails, you need to check if it's in your junk email. So if we click in junk, in mine, obviously mine's empty because it's new, but that Zoom email may possibly be in there. So we just need to make sure that obviously you check in your junk as well. It's going to be in one of those two places if we've done all the steps previous to this correct. So we're going to click on Zoom. I'm going to go in and it's going to say, hello, Matt Colstick, welcome to Zoom. Basically, for us to go any further, you need to activate your account. And basically all this is just saying that I'm not a robot, I am a human, and please let me in to use your app. So if we click on activate account, it should take us to another screen. Okay, so this should load up a new screen for you, which looks like this. It's already put in my name, Matt Colstick, and now what it's going to do is it's going to ask me to create a password. Now, the passwords need to have particular characteristics to it for it to be safe and secure. And what you can see down the bottom here is the password must have at least 8 characters. It must have at least 1 letter and also 1 number. And you have to use an uppercase and a lowercase in there. Now, I assume probably a top tip is always to use the uppercase for the first letter. It's easier to remember rather than dropping it in somewhere along your password. Yeah, so that's probably the best top tip around the password. Obviously, it's up to you what you would like to use. For the benefit of this, I'm going to use a really simple password, and that is going to be the word password with a capital P with a 1 after it, to give you an example of what type of password it's looking for. So capital PASSWORD 1. So as you can see, everything's gone green. So theoretically, that should accept my password now. Obviously, as I said, you can use whatever you want, but yeah, if you want to just create it simple, then please do. But I would probably suggest you try and make it a bit more secure than what I have used for this demonstration purposes. Anyway, so once you've done that in both boxes and repeated it, it should all be green, and then we can click on continue. And now it's going to present us with another screen if you've created your password correctly. And what it's saying is do you want to invite anybody else to it? Look, we don't. We don't need to invite anybody else. We're all going to do this individually, so we don't need to worry about that. So we're just going to click on the bottom one that says skip this step. And you should now be presented with this screen, which should say the word excellent. Now it's time to start a meeting. So if you've got this far, you have successfully created an account with Zoom. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the app works now. So if we go back to our screen on here and go back to our apps, and you will see your Zoom icon, and you will see that you're still back to this screen where it's saying to verify our account. Now, we don't need to do that because we've already done it. So what we need to do is now test our sign in. And what we're going to do is click the button that says sign in down the bottom. And we're going to put in the email address. Now, I've done this a few times, and for some reason my Outlook isn't working particularly great tonight. But anyway, let's go for it. It should work. Let's hopefully it will log us in. So you put in the email address that you've created, and the password that we just created on the previous screen, if you remember. So mine was password 1, so a capital P password, and then 1. So we've got my email address at the top, the password that I've put in. If you click on sign in, hopefully it should pop up. Now, what it's saying is that obviously they've updated their terms and conditions, but as I said previously, we can't really do a lot about that. If we want to use it, we've got to accept it. It's a bit of a pointless exercise for us as for it. Now, I've got this box that's popped up here. Now, if you do use a particular device that does use a fingerprint recognition, what you can do is save it to your fingerprint. And what that will do is then that will, as I'm sure you've used before, if you do use this feature, it allows you just to log in with your fingerprint. However, if you don't use that, then you won't get this box. So I will get rid of it, and you will see this screen. And now, if you see this screen, you have successfully downloaded Zoom and you've successfully created an account. So, well done. So we don't really need to do anything else now on this video. You're all set up. The only thing I would encourage is, while it's fresh in your memory, is to probably just write down somewhere your username and your password for this. It isn't like a bank or anything that really needs to be that secure, so don't worry too much about writing it down. Just write it down probably as a memory jog, because obviously when we all come to do our proper Zoom meeting, obviously we want people to be able to log in straight away. So that's it really. You're pretty much set up. Now, as far as the next steps, I will do another little video. I believe that a few of us are just going to do a bit of a test run to make sure that it all works. So don't worry too much about it now. Just leave it sat there on your device, and we'll move on to the next stage in the next few coming days. I hope that's been helpful. If you do have any more questions, as I said, if you do have an Apple device, and there are a few other little steps that you need to do, but Ewan will be able to help and support you with that, because he uses Apple. And yeah, if you do need any other help and support, I'm available on WhatsApp. So please message me privately. Most of you should have my number on there. If you don't, then please reach out to somebody who does, and by all means, please share my number. I don't mind at all. And I hope that's been really useful for you. Thanks very much, and I shall speak to you all shortly. God bless. Goodbye.